Hey guys, I just wanted to film this guard pass from Z-Guard, right? Everybody knows that I'm a body-to-body passer, like I'm a pressure passer. So whether it's double unders, over unders, or body lock, that's kind of my jam. And this is a body lock, but it's like reverse, right? So there's a lot of different ways to pass this leg, right? You see a bunch of different ways. You can shoulder in, sprawl out, control the head. You can cradle pass, right? You can pull this out, right? You see a bunch of different ways. The biggest thing that this is doing is it's creating a frame, right? So he can control distance here, right? So a couple things, like, of course, if I could get into a body lock, I would just body lock. If I could get past this and get to a body lock, I would just body lock. But we can't. So I got this from Lovato Jr., right? And so when I'm in here, I like to control this wrist out here, in here, and he's framing. So what I'm gonna do is, it's basically this motion, right? It's literally like I'm swimming, right? But I want to over exaggerate that swim move. I want to bring this elbow in. So as I'm in here, he's framing, right? I could push this out of the way and clear this elbow, and this comes in. This motion as I turn, and I want to collect his back with this. So it's 1, 2. Walk over here. Right? Now, once I'm here, I need to really think about putting my forearm on the mat here, and it's going to change whenever you swim in. Sometimes your elbow will be here. Sometimes it might be here. Sometimes you might land and it'll be up here. Both are correct. All three of your positions are correct. I just really want you to think about focusing on pulling your elbow in tight, okay? Now, this hand is blocking the hips right away. It's the hand on the mat blocking the hips. Now, what I want to do here is I want to pull him towards me. So as I pull him towards me, I shoot this hand through, right? And then I want to keep this palm down, right? And I lock up my S grip, and then I roll my knuckles forwards like this, right? And then I squeeze my elbow in tight, right? And I'm flattening him out. This is brutal. It's brutal. He's having a hard time breathing, right? And he's just thinking about, shit, I need to just let him pass, because it's brutal here. Now, I can do a bunch of different things. One of the things that's real simple from here is I'm just gonna posture up and knee slice. So I bring my hips up and I knee slice through, and I end up in north-south, right? I like this position because it sets up a lot of offense, right? If guys try to turtle into me really super hard, I'm a Darce guy, so I'm feeding my Darce immediately right to the Darce, right? So again, we're in here, okay? We're in here. I'm gonna clear and turn. So here, right? Now, again, look what I did. I'm curling in tight on his back here. This hand is blocking the hip, right? Blocking the hip, right? If he goes to his back right away and I don't have my body lock, if he goes to his back, that's okay. I'm in my turning in pass. Look, I've already cleared my knee, so I can literally just go to 3/4 mount, right? Start to attack, all right? Back. But I'm curling in here. I pull him towards me, and I shoot this hand through. I want this hand on this side of the body. I get an S grip, right? I pull in nice and tight. I roll my knuckles forward. Another thing I can do is walk over here a little bit, right? And look at my bottom leg. I bring my knee in, come right over here on top, and my knee is in his hip, right? It's pushing on his hip. Now I can just push and pull this out, right? Or as I clear, now I can drive it back to mount, right? The reason I like this is when I pull this out, a lot of times I come right to here, I open this up, right? I start to come up and hunt the truck, right? And get right to coolie control, start to attack all the positions from here. I've got a lot of videos on finishing from the truck, so I'm not gonna cover that now, but I can go right into the truck from here. I'll show it again, right? And how I use my knee to create the pass, okay? So I'm in tight here. He's framing here. I'll control this wrist here, right? I'm gonna push this and swim, right? I come in tight. I want to immediately block this, right? Block this hip, right? And I pull him towards me and I pull this out, okay? Remember, I'm curling this in tight. I'm rolling my knuckles forward and I'm putting a lot of pressure here. Now, I'm gonna scoop my hips away and bring my bottom knee into his bottom hip, right? And then I push on his hip with my knee and I pull this out. A lot of times guys think they wanna start to turtle here, right? But once I'm here, I lock this up, right? I wanna make sure that my knee is on the mat here. I don't want him underneath me, right? My knee's on the mat. I can come up, start to attack, go right into the truck, get to coolie control and finish. I have a lot of videos on this, right? To finishing from the truck. Right? The last thing you might see here, or one of the things you might see is they'll try and attack your back. So as I flatten him out, right, and I swim through, and I get to here, sometimes what happens, he'll try to grab here. I haven't killed it enough, and he'll come up on his elbow. But when he comes up on his elbow, that gives me what I want, and then I just flatten him right back out. So in order to take my back, he's got to come up on his elbow. When he does that, I get my body lock, squeeze in nice and tight, right? And look how I got a little bit up on him. Now I'm flattening him out, right? And I'm just brutal. And then again, I can choose how I pass. Right? So I come up, I'm nice and tight. I come up, I knee slice through, right? He starts to turtle right to the darce. And I have a ton of video on finishing the darce, so I won't cover that. All right, guys, that was a swim move to reverse body lock to multiple submissions.